To translating from Chinese with the NTI Reader. It is a Chinese English dictionary, text reader, and translation portal. You can access it at ntireader.org, and this is the January 2021 edition. This is what I'm going to cover. Firstly, looking up multiple words at once, and we'll drill down into splitting Chinese text into words. And secondly, we'll look at what the organization of the dictionary and what it's made up of. Next topic will be finding similar phrases. And then following that, we'll look at using the reader to read the digital library of Chinese Buddhist texts and how to split up multi-word expressions in the reader. And then we'll look at the quotation database and finding quotations in the reader and how to align that with published English translations. Finally, we'll look at improvements and how to contact me. The NTI Reader can save you a lot of time by looking up all the words in a Chinese expression at once. For example, this 8-character expression will be split into the characters and word in the line below that. I've inserted the backtick comma to show you where it breaks the words. Let's give it a try. Here we are at the NTI Reader, and we've entered the term into the text area there, and we click on Find. Well, it finds all the characters, mostly they're one-character words, and with just this one term here, yinshen, yishen, which is a multi-character word. We can click on any of the terms in here to find out more details about it. Let's click on the term guo to find out more about it. There we go. So that can give us some more details about the term guo and the sources. Let's just go back and have a look at that. Try it again. And we'll notice here that this one, we have an option here under split. Details will give you the term we just looked at, but the term here, split, will allow you to split that down further. So let's try it. And that will show you that yishen can be split down into the two single character terms yi and shen. Let's go back here and click on gu to find out more details about the term gu, which usually means bone. You can see that it has multiple different senses here listed by the numbers 1 through 7, and each one has some references, which are usually dictionaries and other sources where you can check and find out more detail about this term. So here we have CMG Guoyu, Kroll, which is Kroll's dictionary on medieval Chinese, Unihan, which is the Unicode standard, Unicode Consortium standard on the Asian hand character database, and the Xinhua Zilian. So we can find a list of those abbreviations there used in the abbreviations link, which was, if you go down to the bottom of the page there, abbreviations, it's on every page, there's a link there. It's also linked to the references, which we'll look at as well. So here it lists all the different abbreviations, and we can see the abbreviations that were used in this particular term were Guoyu, which is the Ministry of Education of the Republic of China dictionary here, better known as Modict. And there was a few other terms as well. We saw the Unihan database, and we have the link there, and Xinhua Zilian, which is a commercial dictionary, published dictionary. So we can go to that, and there are the full list of references, which is longer, and they don't all have abbreviations. Here is the Modict site, Guoyu Zilian, which has the definition for 一切. Alright, so that is looking up multiple terms at once and splitting up text into terms. Let's talk about the organization of the Chinese dictionary, Chinese English dictionary. The NTI Reader is intended for reading canonical Buddhist texts. It includes the text of the Chinese Tripitaka or other Buddhist canons. it could be used to read other Buddhist canons potentially, but it includes the text of the Taisho Tripitaka. So the dictionaries that it has, the terms in the dictionary it has to help do this are general Chinese terms, Buddhist terms, the names of people, Buddhist people and places, the titles of Buddhist texts, the Fogong-shan Glossary of Humanistic Buddhism, and it also has a literary Chinese and Buddhist quotation database. There are several other sites related to the NTI Reader that use the same software but are intended for reading different types of texts. The HB Reader, or Humanistic Buddhism Reader, includes the collection of writings of Venerable Master Xing Yun. And it's nearly the same dictionary, but just not quite. In addition to the terms that the NTI Reader has, it also has a database of the names of modern people and places. And there is also another related site, which is the ChineseNotes.com site, which has a digital library of historic Chinese literature, and it is similar to the NTI Reader and the HB Reader, but it does not include all the Buddhist names and places. And the reason why I limit the dictionary like this instead of including everyone on every site is to stop the confusion of terms, so the users have a more focused set of terms in the right context for reading those texts. Similar phrases. So the website will suggest similar phrases if there are any. So let's have a look at this example here, 十方一切世界, which is a term from the Flower Garland Sutra in the Chinese Buddhist canon. And let's try that. Here we go. So I've already entered the text in there, and let's try it. And we'll see down here, it's found 3 similar terms. And why did it find that? Look at that. Let's focus on, let's go back to the slides and see why. And it only note that it only suggests a maximum of 3 terms. Some things like this, there may be actually more than 3. It's only going to select the maximum, suggest a maximum of 3. And this example here that it selects, that it suggests, 十方世界, 东方世界, it selects it because there is 3 characters in common here. Here we had 十方一切世界, and you notice that there's 3 characters in common with 东方世界, so it selects as a likely similar phrase. And in general, it will select phrases where it has about 3 or more characters in common, and it only selects for phrases, so will suggest for phrases that are between 2 and 10 characters long, and only suggest a maximum of 3 just because it's not entirely sure if those phrases will be relevant to you, so that it's it's limited. The Reader and the Digital Library. The NTI Reader has Chinese texts from the Taisho Tripitaka, and these were digitized by the C-Beta project and are distributed for free, and they're included courtesy of the C-Beta. So how to see that? Let's have a try using that, and we'll go to here. So you go to the hamburger menu here, click on the hamburger menu, go to text, and you'll see the Taisho Tripitaka be suggested here, and you can select any of the text here and just click on the volume, or the popular titles can be gone to directly, or you can click on the volume and see the full list. I have already opened up one for the Biyan Lu, which is the Blue Cliff record, and this is a 10 scroll work by Chongxian and Keqian, Yuanwu Keqian, and is one of the most famous collections of Zen koans. And there is some bibliography information down here that says a little bit about it and where the source came from. That's the C-Beta site, which we can click on and go to. And there is an English translation, which I'll talk about in a minute. Actually, a couple of English translations, 3, about it, and a commentary. And here was also the table of contents. So we can see there the source of the translation, which is C-Beta from the Dharma Drum College, which I thank them very much for making this available. And then if you click on any one of these links here, you can bring up the detailed source. And let's look at that here. So here is scroll 1, and we can see that is the example that I pulled up before. And you can do the same as we just cut and paste into the text field. You can do the same here. Click on any text character, and it will bring up details about it. And there, and here we'll see Yishen, which we saw before, and it'll show how to break that down, and it'll also show where the source of that is. And you can click on more details here to find out, to see the page we saw before, for example, the page on Gu that we saw before. Mouse over will also give you a preview, kind of a brief preview, and we saw the dialogue splitting the terms. Quotation database. This is new, and one of the reasons why I decided to update this description of the website. The quotation database is it's a database of quotations, Chinese and English translations, and notes about where you can find both the Chinese and the English, and more about the English. And you can find them, you can discover them by doing search, as we did. So they'll be included with the other dictionary terms, and you can find them by searching for them. Now, if you didn't know they existed, you can also find them by green highlight in the text. Let's have a look at that. So here we are in the Biyanlu, and the Blue Cliff record is one of the main ones I've done this to start with. I started doing the quotation database with it, so there's rather a lot for that. And we can click on any term in here to see the citation, and there we go. And it says it has the same as the dictionary definition there, Zhisheng Ming Mai, the lifeline of the sages. You can click on that link there, more details, to see more details about it. It breaks it down into parts, and also, maybe most importantly, it shows a citation here. So it's a quote from this, the short name of the Blue Cliff record, Biyanlu, and it's got, I translated this, but it's also got a link to the translation of the full text, which is translated by Cleary. And we can, if we go back to this bibliography here, or the bibliographic information about it, we'll see that that is one of the texts, and it's from the BDK. It's part of the BDK Tripitaka. So we can go there, go to their site. This is the main BDK site, and it has many translations of many texts from the Buddhist canon. I have to thank the organization greatly, the BDK greatly, for putting this together and making it available for free. So you can go and download the text here. You go to navigate to the Blue Cliff record. You can buy a hard copy if you like, or you can just download it for free. And I've done that, and here it is. And it is Taisho number 2003. Now let's look at this quote here. We see Zhisheng Ming Mai, Lifeline of the Sages. It is at page 5. So we just need to go down here to page 5. Click on there, and it says, well, that is the pages are actually the pages in the published things. So the pages in the PDF may differ. We need to look at these pages here. So let's keep going a little bit. Also, maybe look at the outline. No, you get there. Here's the table of contents. Page 5 will be prefaced by Pu Zhao. Just need to scroll down a little bit till we get there. here we go. Preface Puja, the lifeline of the perfect sages, the great capacity of the successive patriarchs. So notice that the English text here is a little bit different from the text in the NTI Reader. That's because I've translated these independently of the full translation of the text, and I need to do that to avoid any copyright problems. And now, if you had there's quite a lot of quotations here in the Blue Cliff record because it's a popular text, and I've read it personally, and but some other texts may not have so many, but you can find them easily by scanning down the page for the green highlight. Here there's many, but most texts will only have just a sprinkling of quotations. So that is quotation database. Also, our final points, there's been many improvements on the website. I'm always working on improving the word entry quality and the coverage by adding new terms, fixing bugs in general. It's free software, it's open source, so you're free to download it from the GitHub project and reuse that with attribution. And if you have any problems, you can contact me at alex@ntireader.org. Thank you.